Hey everyone, welcome back to another Market Open live stream. Welcome. Okay, let's see what the heck is going on in the marketplace. And let's see, pre-market, I think like early pre-market, like 1 a.m. because I was up, because why not? I mean, I got 3 different cups of coffee over here, so why not be up at 1 a.m.? Early this morning, it was, there was some decent green. Right now, it seems like we've got a little bit more red. But let's take a look and try to understand what's going on. Let's see here. So I have not looked at this in detail yet, but let's take a peek at it together. We got 13 minutes to the market open. So we've got Churchill Capital down 2%, and Canoe down about 2%. It seems like we're having kind of a little give back from yesterday. Look at that. Yesterday we had Enphase, Canoe, Churchill up 6 to 9%, and today we're giving a little bit back. And basically, well, not the same thing with Palantir. Yesterday we were down on Palantir, and today we're down on Palantir again, because why not? It kind of seems like Palantir a little bit has just lost some enthusiasm amongst the weenie baby world. But I'm confident in Palantir, though. Palantir will be back. Let's see here. Li Auto 5% down here to start. Upstart's going down 4%. Zom down 4%. So Zom was interesting. Yesterday it started down like 4 or 5%, and then shot up to like 6 or 7% up, and then ended the day up 5.25%. But is selling off here in the pre-market by about 4%. We'll see if it does it yesterday again. Microvision has consistently been selling off. We just got a big red candlestick there too. Since that news with that maybe Microsoft had this this headset deal. Well, I'm sure that Microsoft does have this headset deal with the Army, but we're not sure if Microvision is part of that. And so since then, I think people have been growing a little more skeptical, and Microvision's been selling off a little more. I think Microvision should really come out and say something. Something positive about, hey, by the way, we're working with the military and Microsoft on a new product. Well, unless they aren't, of course. I mean, tell us the truth. But what else? Let's see. Ubiquity still slipping down. Look at that, 285. So I picked up a tiny little nibble at 297, waiting for this one to potentially either go to 275 or roll back into the 300s. We'll see where that one goes. We've got, let's see, what else? Plug Power, Snowflake, Tilray, some of these are smaller movements here, 0.5%. Tesla down about 0.6% here. Etsy, 0.5%. So definitely a lot more red today. A third, 0.5% at a whole lot of different stocks here. Wynn Resorts, Home Depot. Not exactly clear either if there's one sector that's red versus green, given that it seems like everything is a little reddish here. Let's jump to see what is positive. So look at SOS here in the pre-market, up 31% in the pre-market. Now this one, somebody posted that a big Reddit thread, and it was interesting. Let's see, where is it? See if I can pull it here. So somebody posted, basically, I can't find it anymore. Oh yeah, here it is. I got it. Somebody posted a Reddit thread. 4/7, that's today, pre-market. Tomorrow, it says, tomorrow we will all buy. Look at this. Why am I not plugged in? I am plugged in. It's not working. Okay. There it is. All right, here we go. Oh, this is HDMI cabling for you at 6:21 in the morning, I guess. Anyway, tomorrow we will all buy. Oh dear. Tomorrow we will all buy. Thank you, by the way. Shout out to the course member who posted this. We can, or 20% of the float is short, and tomorrow they will cover. We can initiate a short squeeze over the next 5 trading days. This will require everyone to participate. Whether it is 10 shares or 10,000, we need your diamond hands here. Cryptos will fly in the month of April and May, and SOS will be installing their 3rd batch of mining rigs by April 14th. We need to accumulate shares before the press release next week. These rigs will make SOS the largest crypto miner in the world. They are currently the largest Ether miner in the world. We have been coordinating a mass buy for tomorrow morning. Currently, we have 64 StockTwits members on board, and I have a team of 15 investors through SOC Capital who will participate with 150K. That's 10K each. Join the movement tomorrow morning. Remove all stop losses. Let's jam the order books. You know, what if this was like the Suits writing this? Ironically, think about that, right? But anyway, we'll see what happens here. Let's zoom out and look at the price action so far. When this goes to open market, it could be entertaining. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, some of that post, like that post, I'd be a little nervous saying, like, I don't think I would say something like that, because to me, that kind of a little bit reads like market manipulation. Whereas if we're like, hey, let's buy SOS because we like the stock, we think it's a really good stock, that's different, right? That doesn't have that same tune. So a little, okay, we'll no very clear price action here in the pre-market. A couple hours ago, looks like we did have a little bit of a run here. So okay, so we'll see. No, 30%. We shall see. All right. Somebody here, Lori McDowell writes, that's a little too organized. I kind of think so. It's a little like, let's just say if I were the SEC, which I'm not obviously, but I'd just be like, like SEC has entered chat. I don't know. I'm not an SEC attorney, whatever. It's just, okay. All right, we'll see. But hey, what it does is it shows us how sometimes these can be manipulated. SOS, let me see what this market cap is. $807 million market cap. I would say anything under $1 billion can usually get moved at least 20% from social media. Who knows? Maybe because this is moving 30%, there's a little bit more validity. We'll see. I don't know. All right. Hyliion up 8%. BlackBerry 5. Beyond Meat 3.7. Purple 3. Beyond. It's just odd. Oh, the cruise line's doing well, of course, after their pushback yesterday. Yesterday, I loved it. The CDC is basically dragging their feet on getting the cruise lines operating again. And Carnival's like, well, we're just going to have to look at moving our ships into different ports. And very quickly, the CDC actually backtracked. And they're like, okay, we're going to do what we can do to try to get the ships sailing again this summer. Good for Carnival for standing up for themselves. Yeah, that's I think there are ways to make cruises work here. So we can figure that out. All right, so we'll see what happens. I'm very interested to watch what happens with SOS on the market open. That's going to be where it's going to matter. We're going to see big red candlesticks. We'll see the strength of that Reddit post. See, the problem sometimes, by the way, this is just my opinion, but the problem sometimes with pre-market and sort of just call us here jointly retail traders, is that we're much more likely to buy in the pre-market than we are right at the market open. And I think the suits are much more likely to sell right at the market open than they are to sell in the pre-market. So this means if retail buyers are more likely to buy in the pre-market and the suits are more likely to buy at market open, then pre-market retail buyers have, and we already know this, way less liquidity. But then that gets amplified because if more retail buyers are having a coordinated effort to buy, then there's even less liquidity, less shares available, which drives the price up. I mean, like if I went into a very, very low volume stock right now, like Shift, let's go look. Shift in pre-market. It has no volume. I mean, look at this. We're talking, I mean, here is a couple. There was one here somewhere around 4,000 shares. I know, maybe not. Yeah, I thought I saw 4,000 there, 4,500 right here. But otherwise, I mean, look at this. We're talking about 100 to 200 to 500 shares. If we went in here and bought, say I don't know. Let's see. 1,000 is $8. I don't know. Somebody came in here and bought like 10,000 shares in pre-market. My expectation is this stock would probably temporarily show as being up 5 to 8%. Just a guess. Maybe we'll experiment with that sometime. I don't really want to do that right now because there are only 3 markets to the market open, or 3 minutes to the market open, and I want to watch SOS. But yeah, I would expect that. And if I was a suit and I was like, well, I want to sell, I'm not going to put in a massive sell order here in the pre-market because no broker is going to give that to me in the pre-market, first of all. And if we use the automated systems here, the price would just plummet. I don't know. All right, what else here? So Arcade's down, C3AI, Palantir, Teradyne, Peloton, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it's somewhat a red day. Okay, we'll see what happens. So we got 2 minutes to the open. I would be careful on the SOS, but hey, you know what? Let's hope it squeezes and goes to the moon just for the sake of the retail. Here, Fox here for a moment.
Interest rates and the market's reaction to taxes when they show up.
Huh?
Are you expecting anything from the Fed this afternoon?
I don't think so. I think it'll be a lot of business as it's been, stamp of approval.
Fed's releasing their minutes.
I think they'll just try to buy some time.
President Biden says he's not worried that higher tax rates will drive companies out of the country. What say you?
Well, the history is if rates go high enough, people leave. Companies leave. We even see that within the U.S. If my state raises taxes too much, I think about moving to another state. So migration.
He's not wrong. And people do determine where they live or where they do business based on taxes.
Had that in the past. It just slows down economic growth.
Yes, sir. Bob Dole, always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
All right, we're hopping over to the CNBC.
The previous president spent a lot of time talking about how Jay Powell was too tight-fisted, that he was going to kill the economy. And then the economy completely breaks down over COVID. And what happens?
I have yet to speak with Fed Chair Powell. That's crazy. I mean, I guess it shows that that separation of Fed and I don't know about that. All right, so we're going to keep an eye on SOS here in the next 30 seconds as the market opens. We're going to listen to the bell first, then we'll jump on over. It's going to be entertaining, but we will listen to the bell, and then we'll jump on over. Let's take a look.
I was calling him on Twitter. But, boy, did he ever say, I'm not going to talk about that. Jay Powell's kind of a distinguished guy.
No, it was a constant course. It was a one-way conversation. It wasn't a conversation. It was just one
turn
way.
The volume on.
And Powell just kept ignoring him and then just kept moving on. But, of course, as Carl points out and you point out, well, rates went to basically nothing, just like Trump wanted.
Let's see, folks. Let's see it. All right, let's see those suits. Let's see how the suits are going to react to SOS being up 27% here. So far, we're red candlesticking. We shall see. And remember, the Reddit article suggested that they'll be forced to cover if we all buy SOS. They'll be forced to cover their shorts. So far, it's losing some steam. It's not plummeting, but we've definitely gone from 30% up to 24% up here pretty quickly. So we've lost about 6 percentage points on. Oh, there we go, pushing back. Look at that. That's good. There's a pushback, 25%. So down 5 percentage points from that pre-market. That red candlestick is pushing hard there, though. We'll come back. I kind of don't want to leave. Now we'll come right back to it. All right, let's see how the other ones are doing. Hyliion. Oh my gosh, Hyliion's at $11. Wow. That one's very hyped for a period of time. Oh, look, SOS coming back. 26 to 27. It's fighting. Okay, I'm in the 25 range now. Okay, we'll leave it. We'll let it ride just for a moment. Otherwise, I think we'll go crazy. And yeah, not a lot of massive green today. It does look like a Simon Property Group and American Airlines and them. Yeah, see, they're green candlesticking here. Some of the recovery stocks are green candlesticking. And that's what's happening here. Nordstrom. What is it? Yeah, a little bit of a green candlestick here. So Square a little bit could be some folks look at Square as a potential reopening play as well for small business. Upstart selling off 7%. Zum selling off at 7% and accelerating here at open. Li Auto down. Microvision more down. ChargePoint's funny. This thing is just like minus 5% or up 10%. It's like pick one. Pick one and flip a coin, and then that's what you get. Hey, look, SOS. Oh, whoa. It's actually sustaining so far. That's incredible. I'm impressed. So far, it is sustaining. It is right back to that 30%. Did not get a lot of that sell volume. Look at the amount of shares, though. 38 million traded hands in that first minute. And now we're at 2.5, 3.74. Volumes increasing here. Oh, wow. So third minute in here, essentially. First minute, second minute, third minute in here. Volumes increasing. Oh, my gosh. Wow. We'll see how that goes. But, hey, the buy pressure is actually there. That's very good. And maybe the suits aren't showing up. That's great. Carnival, 4%. Also trending up here. I think I would not be surprised if Carnival ends up higher today with the particular news that we had yesterday on Carnival fighting back and the CDC pushing back on that, which is great. Let's see. Okay, otherwise, where's some opportunities? Let's see. ChargePoint I still think is very oversold. Xping's 35. Yeah, that's okay. 35.99. Still got some room to go. Etsy 201. Yeah, let's see. Okay, let's listen in for a moment here to what Jim's got to say.
The main reason why younger people are drawn to them. I mean, what? You think that my daughter's music cruise was filled?
All right,
with
can we move? Can we not talk about cruises now? It's enough. All right,
up every day. Well, okay,
Yeah, they're just messing around. It sounds like fun, but they're just messing around. Not that we don't mess around, but we're not part of their joke. 29% now. Definitely a lot of this tug of war going on over here. Some big sells, or I'm sorry, big buys coming in right over here. So we'll see how that buy pressure sustains. But so far, there's definitely some exciting price action here. It's incredible, the movement just from posts like that. But hey, it's coordinated buy. A bunch of people come in and buy. Well, why not? Of course, the price is going to go up. We'll see just how long it sustains that. So market pretty. I don't know. I'm not seeing like insane movements here. Vuzi is moving up though. Nice ups. Carnival, no, not sustaining that rally. Faraday Solutions. This is now the second day in a row that actually a little bit more. See, we had a couple increases here. Let's zoom out on Faraday here a little bit. Yeah, let's see what we got. So Faraday previously hit a resistance. It looks like somewhere around 1390, 14, right around here. Looks like we're kind of breaking out of that now. However, it had also previously gone up to almost $20 a share. And that might be, wow, look at this. Yeah, look at that. 14.4. This might be trying to push back to that, maybe not necessarily that full 20, but try to get back to 16, 17, just based on some of the momentum here. Let's look at volume here. 40,000, 44,000. Here comes another green candlestick. Let's go back to yesterday here just to compare. SOS holding. It's at 32%. It is trying to sustain. So volume about 44K. How do we do over here? Yeah. I mean, volume of about, after the open, some low volume, some sells, somewhere between 11 to 40,000. We did have a 128,000 minute there on Property Solutions. So we're kind of seeing a 44. Let's see how sustained this is. But this is pushing. That's interesting. Hyliion's really trading around 30%, but it's really showing it's stable too. It's incredible. Stable around that 30% after that Reddit push. Powerful. I mean, there's some power on that. But again, give it these the first 30 minutes here. Let's see how it is. Let's listen to they've got the bond report. Let's see what they're saying.
I don't think so, but we're all going to listen closely, of course, to see if lower for longer continues to be kind of in permanent ink, so to speak. Let's look at a chart of the trade.
Talking about the Fed.
Starts in 1992 because that's when the data started. And what you'll see is this morning we had a minus 71.1 billion for February. That's even in front of the Suez Canal and all those issues. It's the largest, the most negative, the deepest trade deficit ever. And of course, the main reason about that is because imports kept importing, but exports definitely slowed a bit. Now, if you look at an intraday of 10-year note yields, what you'll notice is, right around 2 in the morning there, we were at our low yields. That's when Europe opens up, but they have come back a bit. But there's no doubt, as the week-to-date chart shows, we've dropped about 10 basis points. And if you look at a month-to-date of the dollar index, well,
to me, I still think the weenie babies and the suits are finally like, yeah, we don't really care that much about bond yields anymore. We're good. We're good. It doesn't help for bond purposes too, or bond yield purposes. That I suppose I guess the way to 2 ways you'd phrase this. What my point is though. A couple days ago, Goldman came out and said, "Hey, look, the rise in yields is basically done. It's priced in. We're good. We don't have to continue to short bonds." So, all right. Let's see what we got over here. That can contribute. All it takes, I think, is one of the big weenie babies to go, "All right, guys, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home." For all the other weenie babies to start going, "Well, I'm taking my ball and going home too." All right. So we're getting that downward pressure on SOS. See how this moves here. Hyliion, though, really getting some nice upward push here. Not a company I would hold long, but hey, $12. I mean, might be an argument there for doing a trade. Let's see. So, Kevin, you've helped me get going investing. Thanks so much. In terms of crypto minus Bitcoin, do you have a play? Yeah, I mean, if it was going to be minus Bitcoin, I'd grab Ethereum. I think the functionality of Ethereum and what can be built on top of Ethereum is just wonderful. I'm not very well versed in Ethereum, though. I'm still trying to master the Bitcoin. But yeah, that's I don't know. The further the coins go into the alt territory, the more nervous I get. That's not to say anything bad. It's just a suspicion or nervousness. Look at these reds here. Why? No reason. No reason for EXPI to be down 3%. None. Upstart down 4.6%. Li Auto 7.4%. Look at that solid down curve here. Yeah, now we're really starting to see that red. Zom recovering again. See, this is what it did yesterday too. It opened up way down, and then all of a sudden you get this some big buy pressure and moves back up without that sell pressure. Etsy's down. Churchill Capital's down. Neo's down. It's the teeter-totter of the stock market this last week here. The major sort of crash phase is over, and now we get to play teeter-totter, where things go up and down a little bit. Who knows how long it'll last, but we're definitely sitting on that teeter-totter on one side or the other. Our stocks are categorized, and they're going up and they're going down. They're going up and they're going down. It's kind of like net nothing happening. Except, look at SOS. Ouch. Okay, so now we're really starting to see that sell pressure start winning. And this is going to happen, right? When there's something that gets pushed, we could see a temporary push back off selling pressure at the open, which might have been what we saw over here. And now there are no more dollar hollas in the wallet to go purchase. And so now we are seeing a little bit more of that selling pressure take over at these prices. Property Solutions SPAC still moving up here. About to buy more Enphase, says someone. Oh, is Enphase selling off again? It just wouldn't surprise me. Kevin, do a deep dive on stock margin and how to use it appropriately, especially when purchasing real estate. Yeah, I use a lot of the deep dives like that, like my calculating margin, and go a lot deeper in the course lectures, just because it just, the really detailed content, I've just noticed it does not perform as well. When I'm going through an SEC report, YouTube just doesn't seem to care as much. It doesn't push it as much as in the program. And I know that it's frustrating, but it's just what I found. Okay, so I mean, Enphase, I'm like 156. It's not like some major lows here. I think if we get under 150 again, like anytime we dip under 150, to me that's really buy time on Enphase. Under 700 for Tesla, under 150 for Enphase. Those are some of the buy times. Which, excuse me, we are under 700 for Tesla, and I wouldn't blame anybody for buying it. Can it go lower? With the teeter-totter, maybe. Do we revisit 150 or 650 or something like that? Sure. But this little teeter-totter, we're seeing it as up and down, 1% here or 2% there. This is kind of boring. Romeo, after being up big yesterday, like bigly, like 55%, selling off again here, 12%. Let's see what SOS is doing again here. SOS holding on to 22% now. Not as strong as it was, but it's definitely a fight over here. It's kind of, of the stock market, it's kind of entertaining to watch because we know what the sides are. Anyway.
2023. As for the markets, Diamond did call stock valuations quite high, but he says the multi-year boom may just well justify these current levels. Interesting.
Yeah, he's got a lot of reasons for being super bullish, and you laid them all out. Okay, Ash, thanks very much. Economist John Lonsky is with us right now. It seems to me that Jamie Dimon is saying what you've been saying for some time. We got a rocket ship economy. The only difference is he thinks it lasts until 2023. Where do you stand on that?
Well, I go along with the consensus. It begins to slow down by the second half of 2022. And, when we're talking about just how great the economy is supposed to do.
Hey, should we pull this up? I have Jamie Dimon's letter. It'd be interesting to pull up. Jamie Dimon is the CEO of JP Morgan. And, he's very, I would say, very well respected. I don't know that everybody likes him, but, he's definitely respected in the on the street, so to speak.
Recently, and it said that that first batch of stimulus payments received by households, only 21% was actually spent.
Only 21%. That's absolutely nothing. Yeah. John, you're an economist. I need you to explain this to me. We have 7.4 million job openings reported for the month of February. That's open jobs, jobs available. Why are so many open and available and unfilled, John?
This is highly unusual for what is perhaps only 6 to 12 months into an economic recovery.
Jamie Dimon's letter is 68 pages long. He really screwed up here. He really messed up. It's 66 pages. It should have been 69. It's way too long for us to pull up here and even pretend to be able to go through and find some of the juice. So maybe I'll make a separate video on that later. All right, let's go back to sticks here. So SOS still losing that steam, and this is, I don't know. It's up 20%, but it's definitely still losing steam here. So Square, look, Square's at 143. This is the first time we've broken into the 140s for a while. So the teeter-totter, as it's going up or down, seems to be very slowly lifting. You kind of see that with Tesla too, right? You get Tesla going up and then down, up and down. But it's almost, I think of it almost like, what is it? Isn't it like in Super Mario Brothers? You do the mine cart. But then it like lifts the plank, right? Like you push it on each side and it lifts the plank. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of a different game. But anyway, it's kind of what it feels like. We're getting these ups and downs, but net, the platform is slowly rising a little bit. It feels like that's a little bit what's going on. With the exception of Voyager Digital, which over the last 2 days is basically just straight down. This thing almost hit $30 per share. when Coinbase IPOs, this one's going to be really interesting to keep an eye on. Coinbase IPO is in 1 week. It's 1 week from today. Obviously, we'll be covering the Coinbase IPO, and I'll be making more videos on Coinbase between now and then. And I'll also be releasing whether or not I'll be buying shares. So we'll see. All right, what else? So we've got Neo's down 2%, back under 40 for Neo. So it's that teeter-totter. Now, not as low, obviously, as we've seen, the 35, 36, 37 level where we've sat. Obviously, we saw 33 even at one point. Yeah, but, definitely showing that red. Same thing over at Tesla, Enphase. See, like, even same thing here with, like, Tattooed Chef. It just hit 20, but it's barely keeping it at 20. It's at $20.04. It's the teeter-totter. Vuzi. Vuzi's moving nicely here. The headset retailer. I think it's early for augmented reality. I don't know. I don't know that we're there yet. I think this is going to be a great technology. Like 10 years from now, I wouldn't be surprised if our phones are basically augmented reality headsets, that we just get rid of something that we actually have to hold in our hands. I don't know. Then again, it's like Siri would have to get 1 million times better. Way better. Somebody is asking why my candlesticks seem different than theirs. That's probably because I'm on the average candlesticks. These Heiken Heshi. I don't know, I'm probably saying it wrong, but whatever, the Ashi candlesticks. And they sort of average. It just shows you the trend a little easier. Like you're probably seeing not hollow, these guys. This is probably what you're seeing. Which, I mean, you can roughly see the similar trend, but this gives you the averaged. So, all right. Let's see. IDEX is running. Nah, man, Neuralink brain calling. Siri in my brain is going to have a lot of work to do to get me to be happy. Because right now, voice, like Gary Vee 3 years ago is like, guys, 2020s, voice is the future of everything. Everything's going to be voice. Everything's going to be Amazon Alexa apps and voice apps. That's where we're going. I don't disagree that that's where we're going. I'm just not as optimistic about how quickly it's going to happen, because I've been using Siri for, since iPhone, when they didn't have Siri when iPhone 1 came out. Apple bought the company Siri. I remember when they bought the company Siri. It was a totally separate company. It was actually an app on the App Store, which the App Store didn't exist for the first iPhone. So I think it was the second iPhone that Siri really came out. So I've really been using Siri since then, and she sucks. Like, it's almost kind of like she just gets worse over time. Like some of the iterations, I'm like, man, she used to be really good, and now she's just gotten worse. I don't know. Maybe I'm frustrated of having to talk to her like she's a robot, like send text message to, we need to get a little more with it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just screwing up and I need to speak a little more clearly to her. Talk tough to her. UPS bought 10 VTOLs? Really? Keep in mind these UPS and FedEx and that, when they say they're going to buy 10 or 5 of something, it's just because they're sampling it. Like, yeah, sure, we'll pre-order 10, we'll pre-order 5, whatever. And it's just to try it out. Of course they want to be at the forefront of a potential innovation, but I wouldn't buy a stock because UPS is buying 10 to sample. It means nothing. I would buy a stock if they're like, oh man, this is a good product and we're gonna go all in on this. That would be a huge catalyst, obviously, though. Yeah. So Siri hasn't evolved much compared to competitors. No, I kind of completely agree. Yeah, I think everybody's voices are different or something. Like JP here says all 3 assistants work pretty well for me. Well, lucky you. I'm jealous. Somebody else says, here's my problem with the market. Gas prices up, oil stocks way down, Energy stocks down also, and the warming months are here. Cement, building also should be up. It's not. Nothing is normal. Nothing is normal. I mean, I completely agree that nothing is normal. That is beyond true. Nothing is normal. Look at oh yeah, let's go Canoe. Let's go. Canoe. I did a buy the dip play on this one. Bought it for what, 9.30 or whatever. The thing went down to like $8, and it's like, then you get the comments like, "See, Kevin, you bought a falling knife." Like, shut up. But anyway, let's see if this thing can break out over 10 today. A nice movement though. Nice price action here on Canoe. Really like that. SOS is fighting hard. Okay, I mean, like, shout out to the Wall Street bettors. SOS is fighting hard here, but it does not have the pattern that Canoe has today. And even Carnival. I thought Carnival was going to run when I saw these first few minutes here. I always like to let the first few minutes play out, though. Yeah, sometimes I miss trades because I let the first few minutes play out, but the first few minutes they can be so fugazi. And I still get comments to this day. People, "No, Kevin's fugazi." I don't care anymore. I'm going to call it something totally wrong, and we'll call it the Kevin version of the word. I'd have to figure that out, though, what that is. Let's see. Why Matterport? If Matterport goes under 13 again, I'm throwing a chunk of money into this again. Matterport, the only reason it's selling off IMO, my opinion, right, is because it's a SPAC. That's it. My take. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to. What do I want to do? Nah, that's not worth it. Okay, let's look at this. Let's see what Bloomberg has to say. Unless anybody wants to talk about the housing market. Bloomberg just straight up went to commercial on that one. Okay, fine. Who's this?
Stricter antitrust laws that would ultimately result in Amazon having to split its private brand business off of its online marketplace. The coalition of small businesses across 12 different cities are banding together, forming a coalition to lobby for these laws to be changed. The businesses range from small hardware stores, office suppliers, booksellers, and grocers. They essentially want federal legislation that would prevent a dominant online marketplace like Amazon from selling its own products in competition right alongside other sellers. The House Antitrust Subcommittee has talked to Jeff Bezos.
I don't know about that. What do you all think about the comments here? So a big fighting against Amazon. Fighting is selling their own products. Look, what's the difference between Amazon selling Amazon Basics and Target selling Archer Farms? Or Costco selling Kirkland? Are we all of a sudden to say that, if Amazon doesn't sell Amazon Basics products, that Kirkland can't be sold anymore and Archer Farms can't be sold anymore? I think that's wrong. However, I do think it would be wrong for Amazon to prioritize their own product in the marketplace, right? Like if reviews are really good on another product, I don't think Amazon should be able to manually go in there like, let's rank our product better. Because I don't think Kirkland and Costco or Costco and Target do that. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, I don't see Archer Farms getting much better placement than some of the other products. Maybe I'm wrong, though.
Any idea how far they're willing to go and whether or not it would force Amazon to separate its own brand from its online marketplace. Stuart?
Well, that's a threat. That's maybe why Jeff Bezos favors higher corporate tax rates in line with the president. Thanks so much, Hillary. Still ahead on this program today.
Yeah, I don't know. As an investor in Amazon, I personally would not be where. Let's see here. The reason is because Amazon Basics is ripping off designs and patents, slapping their labels on it and selling at a discount. Many Kickstarters have reported ripoffs with this. So I don't know about that. I would look into. I'm curious. I'm not doubting you, but I believe a lot of what Amazon is doing is private labeling, where they're going to manufacturers, larger manufacturers, albeit in fairness, large manufacturers, and like, look, Amazon's not in the business of. I don't have one handy here, but I've got a ton of them. I buy the Amazon Basics HDMI cables. That's probably why I have some problems sometimes. Now that I think about it. No, but anyway, I don't get like the highest end HDMI cables. I can't bring myself to spend the money. But anyway, so I buy the Amazon HDMI Basics cables. They're not making them. Amazon isn't manufacturing them. They're going to an HDMI manufacturer and going, yo, can we private label your cables? And compete against you and, still providing your own cable. Somebody wants to buy yours, great. If they want the basic one, great. You win both ways that way because you're technically getting business both ways. So whether they're ripping stuff off Kickstarter, obviously I think if they're ripping people's products off, yeah, that'd be a little bit more of a problem. Somebody just posted on Discord. Thank you for that. Let me see what you said. Yes, looks like you got an article here on exactly this topic. We'll go back to the sticks in just a moment. Where is what you said? I don't know what channel you put it in. we'll get to the bottom of it. Here. Oh, look at that. So, Peak Design calls out Amazon for copycatting the everyday sling bag. Ah, interesting. I do believe that like stuff like that, if this is true, there could be shade here. Peak Design has publicly called out Amazon for copying its $80 everyday sling bag with a $21 Amazon Basic lookalike. Ouch. So the everyday sling bag is left. The everyday sling is left. The everyday sling on the right is the custom product here. I mean, I have to say, the one on the right does look better. The one on the right's got some more quality. At least look to it. I mean, that looks like a leather strap. This is just a cloth strap. The zippers here look much higher quality, and they've got that hidden fold versus this one here on the left, right? So it's definitely a different product. Yeah, I mean, this fold here on the zipper does look different. It does look like maybe they do have a leather handle there. I mean, it does look eerily similar, right? So, I mean, even just the way they did the logo, ouch, look at that. Amazon, right? I mean, that's almost blatant. That's intense. That's pretty rough there. Ooh, that's rough. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. This one looks way better. I like this look a lot better. This one does look cheaper, but hey, it's $20 versus 80. It's a fourth the price. Yeah, I'd be pissed off too. Yeah. Like if I were that company, I'd be like, what the hell, man? Like Amazon, you're killing me. Yeah, that's a problem. That kind of stuff is shady. I agree with that. If they are copying, which I mean, that side logo placement was rough. That was a little too much. I don't know. We'll see. All right.
States. It's a quiet one. From London, I'm Guy Johnson. My co-host in New York, Alex Steele. Welcome everybody to Blue.
Why is that such a cool name? I'm Guy, just Guy Johnson. It's great. I don't know. I like it.
The drugs regulator in the UK is going to brief as well on the AstraVac.
But then her name's Alex Steele. That's cool too.
Once again, backing the Astra vaccine, basically saying the risks definitely are significantly smaller than the opportunity here in terms of protecting the population.
But EU drug regulator does find the possible Astra shot blood clot link, even though it backs
possible.
It backed it before, and you still had sort of vaccine uptake kind of not go anywhere. And now you have, okay, maybe there is a link. We're going to study it. That's not going to be good for European take of the vaccine, although Moderna is going to start pumping now, so that's something good.
There's so much drama over AstraZeneca, and like I don't know. Let's see. I get nervous when I hear about. I mean, maybe I'm not as researched as I should be on the AstraZeneca vaccine, but I get nervous when I hear blood clots and problems, lower efficacy. Look at Lee Otto's just getting wrecked. Isn't Lee Otto? Who knows the answer to this? Lee Otto did. Lee Otto. They do a? Is it? They have a lockup expiring? Is that what it was? We'll find out. Let's see what's going on. Hey, by the way, thank you to the course members who are posting these links. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, if somebody could tell me what's going on with Lee Otto. Let's see here. All right. Yeah. They do so. Yeah, the stealing designs thing is a problem. Store brand. What about food? Is there a difference with food? Store branded food versus pure food? Well, I mean, look at like Planters. Planters nuts. They do the same thing. They private label too. Oh yeah, we were gonna look up the eVTOLs. That's what we were gonna do. They need to treat Amazon how John Rockefeller was treated and break them up. Amazon is becoming so big they can operate at a loss just to squeeze competition out. This is true. That is true. But you know, it's yeah, it sucks for the small business. I mean, it's like, how do you compete? Okay, what the eVTOLs? Let's look at the eVTOL contracts here. So let's pull that here. Okay, what's this talk? eVTOL UPS. Okay, what is this? Beta hopes its electric vertical aircraft deal with UPS validates this new mode of transport. No, it does not. It does not. CNBC, why are you putting that in the title? I mean, I guess maybe it's true. Maybe they do hope it validates their business model. But for all the title readers, it's wrong. Beta Technologies sees its a deal to provide eVTOLs and landing aircraft to UPS as a major milestone of acceptance. UPS has an embedded staff member at Beta's Vermont headquarters to identify and address any issues. Yeah, okay. So they pay someone to go, hey, here, go figure out if this is viable. I mean, it totally makes sense that in the future, this is probably the direction we'll go. 10 eVTOLs to be delivered in 24, pending certification from the FAA. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be a while. Oh yeah. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Growing competition in eVTOL, Archer, Whisk. Okay. Beta Technologies and UPS are not disclosing financial terms of the deal. However, UPS holds an option to purchase up to 150 more eVTOLs. Yeah, that's pretty normal. Thank you. Okay, somebody just linked this. That's why. Okay, thank you for the actual documentation here on Li Auto. Li Auto announces proposed offering of 750 million convertible senior notes. I wonder if they put a price on that. Let's go to Li Auto press releases, and I want to see what's happening on SOS and the sticks here as well. Okay, let's see if they put a price on. Here we go. Okay. Holders may convert all of their notes at their option anytime on or after November 1, 2027. Got it. So they're 6-year notes. Holders of the notes may require the company. It doesn't look like we have no particular price. I wish they gave that detail. We could dig more into this. Okay, well, so that explains it. The automakers are raising money, and it's such a capital-intensive business. So it's not a surprise. I always think it's silly when we get these big sell-offs from money raises, because really the whole point of the stock market is to provide liquidity for businesses. And that's what they're doing. They're raising money on the market so they can continue to fund their business. Maybe a problem if they never raise money, but the market doesn't like the dilution. It makes sense. SOS slipping. Yeah. SOS now down. Down to about 5.25 here. So Canoe finally broke out. Look at that breakout here. We're now up $1 over what I paid for it. Anybody else who got it in the 8th? Because yes, we talked over the last couple days about in the course member live stream, particularly about some strategies around this one, and Yeah, no, it's for now. This is still a hold for me. But some of you are able to buy this in the 8s, like 850 in that. So good job. Yeah, I should have been a little faster with finishing my earnings call. Oh well. So and then maybe I would have bought more. In other words, but then again, I'm kind of liking paying off margin. I have to say that. So I did put 100K in though. So optimistic for it. Square up 4%, Planet 13 up almost 14%. Great numbers that came out of Vegas there on Planet 13. Hyliion's up 13%. Really solid run on Hyliion here. Somebody mentioned that XL Fleet is also up. I think kind of similarly of XL as I think of Hyliion. Not very jazzed by both of them, but I'll tell you, around $10. These are mega cheap prices here. Mega cheap. I wouldn't necessarily buy them, but wow. Carnival's doing nice. Vuzi's doing nice. Genius going back up. Faraday up here. Square. Chipotle. Chipotle's at $1,500. My goodness. Remember the days of 13 and thinking that was high. United Airlines, PayPal. Okay, we're gonna have to get the Suits news here in a moment too. We haven't looked at the Suits top news. What's losing here? So Upstart down now 9%. If we can finally, and not that I want this for anybody investing in it, but if we could get a breakdown on Upstart, and we can get under 100 on Upstart, that might be where I'd be considering popping in on it. We'll see. Unless I just put all my money into Coinbase. I don't know. Roblox just can't get it up. It just stays at this IPO range of 66 to 69, and that's it. It is not on the teeter-totter going up. It can't get it. Yeah, it sucks for them. It'll come though, I believe, but I don't know that it's gonna have that momentum support of a recovery. Yeah, people go, video games, pandemic over. It's a very oversimplified trend, obviously, to consider that way. I mean, there's obviously the same thing could be said about like Peloton, for example. Well, but then again, not really, because I do believe that there's a very large, and I think this is underestimated. I think it's underestimated how many people are going to want to spend more money on fitness equipment now that we're reopening compared to when we were shutting down. I mean, like when we were shutting down, I get it. A lot of people are like, I got to work out at home. Well, like people going to the gym want to work out at home. I get that. But now that we're recovering, I think there are also a lot of people who are like, oh, crap, I got to work out again. I don't know. I just suspicion. Well, the numbers will tell. Canoe just gave it up a little bit. Now only up at 9%. Still over $10 though. Carnival running, but also brief red candlesticks here. Let's listen to the Suits again for a little bit. Stock markets and capital gains, and yet you have a legislature. Joel, I do not have a price for just I think Joel. I do not have a price for just the private video portion, like the private lives. Any of the courses give you lifetime access to the lectures, and then access to the live streams for the very long foreseeable future, because I have no plans of stopping them. But that would be cheaper than a monthly subscription anyway. Like I thought about it. Oh, what if there was a monthly subscription for the private live streams? You'd end up spending more money than the course with the coupon code. So I didn't think that was worth it.
Analysis out in the last couple of weeks. Got the latest one from Penn Wharton, and Steve Leisman has that. Hey, Steve.
Good morning, Carl. The Penn Wharton budget model finds President Biden's $2.25 trillion infrastructure bill actually would cost $2.7 trillion, they say, but it would also reduce the level of GDP by nearly 1% by 2031 compared to a prior baseline. The analysis, the outfit is run by former Treasury and CBO official Kent Smetters. It finds a range of economic negatives from the plan, largely because it boosts deficits and raises corporate taxes. That says it will reduce private investment as well. Here is some of the analysis of the plan relative to the baseline here. According to the Penn Wharton budget model, will reduce GDP by 0.9% of the level relative to the baseline.
This is a big slam on the Biden plan.
Lower hourly wages down.
It's a huge slam on the Biden plan. Penn Wharton budget model, GDP down 0.9%, and hourly wages down, and government debt up. I mean, this is Republicans are going to grab this and have a media circus over this release.
Increase government spending and deficits, reduce more efficient private spending. It's controversial because some economists don't believe it happens at all or in such magnitude, especially with interest rates as low as they are now. Here's what the report from Penn Wharton says. Although the plan's public investments increase the productivity of capital and labor,
I appreciate the shout out, ALG.
Additional crowding out of capital due to increased government deficits. But there's a lot that's not captured in this model. If you think it's a good thing to reduce the carbon in the environment, so the green spending, that doesn't change measured GDP at all. Is it a good thing to help the elderly and other social needs? That doesn't show up in GDP. What does show up is some effect of government R&D, but what about the X factor of when it can be much higher? For example, research into mRNA that was funded in part by the government, led to the vaccines, has enormous value, almost incalculable. Jamie Dimon this morning talking extensively about the need for the U.S. to boost its infrastructure, especially in context of keeping pace with China. Folks?
Yeah, Steve, it almost gets at a bigger, sort of longer term discussion. I know one I've been having certainly on the national security and defense side of things. Decades ago, it was a situation where.
All right, we're going to pull back on this. Yeah, I mean, there are going to be a lot of studies and complaints about this one. Somebody here says about the infrastructure plan. Somebody here says, Trey says, Hyliion Holdings formed a council of fleet logistics and transportation companies representing over 100K semi-trucks globally to support its Hypertruck electric powertrain solution. I want to see the numbers. I mean, I think that's great. And the Hypertruck is a great idea. The Hypertruck is essentially Hyliion buying trucks from manufacturers, probably partnering with a manufacturer, then getting the truck in such a way that they can install their hybrid system and then sell the hybrid truck. The problem is, I think it's expensive. I think it's too expensive to make hybrid trucks. I think the break-even costs are going to be too high. I could be wrong. The break-even costs on the XL fleet pickup trucks are very high. It's like 7 years, which is nuts for a pickup truck. Commercial pickup trucks are used longer, in fairness, but still, I'm not. I don't know, the hybridization. I'm not jumping up and down. We'll see. I'm so proud of Square. Somebody says Square. Oh, Square. How's Square doing today? 4%. It's got a good 4%. Square's a great company. It's of the companies I invest in, this is probably one that has one of the more stretchy valuations, but they've got that potential, especially with NFTs too. I think that's an underevaluated possibility for Square is getting into that NFT market and really competing there. So Canoe really just bombing around now around this 10% here. Let's see what else here. Faraday at 4.8. That's kind of where it's been. Square, MP Materials. Let's see. Oh, is MP Materials today? I always get confused. Oh, I think it's today. I think it's 2:00 today for a chat with the CEO of MP Materials. That'll be fun. I already got if you're in the course, I've got the question section up. So if you have questions for the CEO of MP Materials, check that out. You know, what I need to do is go through their earnings a little bit more detailed before then, so then we could really ask some questions. That'll be fun. So MP Materials earnings. Yeah. All right. But they've been getting beat up over the last few days. Let's take a look at them. MP Materials Corp. So let's go to the day chart here. Yeah, see, ever since they reported earnings, they've just been getting beat up. I mean, they're still way up from where they were earlier, last year or even just last year. But yeah, not bad here overall. But in the short term, it's been a little rougher. What's happening with CCAV? CCAV is funny. CCAV is just up 1%, down 1% over and over and over again. It's the same thing. Let's look at somebody's asking what's going on with Powell today. I do not believe Powell is speaking today. But let's find out. I know they're releasing the minutes. Powell tomorrow at 2, is he? Okay, hold on. Let me log into this. Let's see. Let's get into this. All right. Come on with the paywalls. Let's go. Wall Street Journal, central banks. And we'll get to the bottom of that. All right. Hold on one sec. While I pull that up. Oh, wait. Here we go. I got it. Okay. So Wall Street Journal, central banks. What is the calendar? Here we go. Okay, so 11 a.m. today, Kaplan speaks. Barkin speaks at 12. Minutes released tomorrow. See, Powell isn't expected to. Sorry, no, that is today. No, that is today. Okay, so Powell's not talking today. We're just getting minutes at 11. Okay. Yeah, I don't see Powell speaking. Oh, I have the members. I think I signed in. It doesn't matter. I don't see Powell on the sheet to be speaking. Full calendar. Let me see. Oh, whatever. I'll figure the login out, but I'll double check that. Okay, so in the meantime, Varney's on commercial. We've got CNBC is back. Let's take a listen.
You operate in specifically with American Queen Steamboat and specifically river cruises. You haven't been beholden to the same CDC guidelines as those big, I guess, more international operators. What have you been seeing on those cruises in terms of consumer demand, and how have you kept them safe?
Yeah, sure. So our two brands in the overnight business are American Queen Steamboat Company and Victory Cruise Line. So you can think of these as small ships that are 200 to 600 passengers, very high-end luxury, amazing experiences on the water, across the rivers, Great Lakes, and into Alaska. And we've been operating already on the American Queen in the Mississippi. We've seen strong demand. We have a safe cruise program, and that safe cruise program includes testing, screening, and ongoing cleaning. And we've seen great demand. Our clientele, many of them are already vaccinated. And we are able to spell out these cruises. And we made the announcement that starting July 1st, that all crew members and all guests have to be vaccinated. And that was met with great enthusiasm. We see amazing demand in the back half of the year.
That's interesting. It sounds like you made that decision and it's been welcomed by the consumers that are.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of think, and this applies to the big cruise ships as well, right? And it's just me rambling here, but if the big cruise lines, Norwegian, Disney, Carnival, and so on, if they required everybody to be vaccinated, I feel like the odds of transmitting COVID and everybody on the ship was vaccinated, I feel like the odds of transmitting would be very, very low. I think the compounded, 95% efficacy. I think if we multiply 0.95 times 0.95, what do we get? I think it's 0.05, right? 0.95 times 0.95 gets us to 0.95 times 0.95 is, it's the difference. I have to do 0.05 times 0.05. So the odds of getting it. There we go. It's 1/4% chance, the odds of actually getting it if two people are vaccinated. So that would make sense for saving the cruise industry. Although I know that there are a lot of people who don't want to take the vaccine, which in fairness is their right. And that's going to be frustrating for cruising purposes. All right. Let's see here. All right. Can you ask the CEO of MP Materials when, as in specific date, will the REE refinery? Okay, hold on. I write that down. Let's write that down. Okay. REE refinery be up and running. Is Linus competition or a healthy alternative? Not Luna's. What's with the autocorrect here? What'd you write? LYNAS. All right, cool. Thank you for that. I will ask. Okay, so let's see what else is happening here. Somebody says Neo's dipping and there was a Microvision move. Let's see Microvision. Oh, wow. Microvision was negative this morning. They definitely opened down. Nice run, though, again on Microvision here. Microvision moves a lot. Like that's why it's one of the, I think, favorite trade stocks, because you just hold and this thing swings into both directions. It's fun. Yeah. Anyway, so wow, look at XL Fleet really pushing up here. Yeah, it's really taking SOS's spot here. SOS had that 30% at the open, but really looks like people might be sort of taking their profits and moving them into other investments like Canoe or XL or Microvision, some of the other things that are running right now. What's losing right now? SunPower, Voyager, Li Auto, a very good food company, Enphase, Enphase 54, Lemonade, Neo, 2% here. CCIV 1.6%. Lots of red. Where is okay? Here's Ubiquity 288. So actually a slight improvement by like a buck. Did I not see Tesla scrolling through that? Tesla. Oh, Tesla's almost flat. Look at that. 0.18. This was even lower this morning. All right. Let's see here. What else we have? Yeah, go EV. No kidding. All right, let's see what else. So Blink squeeze? It's possible. Blink has a high short interest as a percentage of float. Let's see. Not as sold off as it was at the beginning of the month anymore. Yeah, I liked Blink and like certainly. I think Blink like 31, 32, somewhere around there is still decent. Start getting into this 42 figure, gets a little extreme. It gets a little high fast. I'm not gonna sell any that I have, like in the Chargers pie, but it could keep running. All right, I'm gonna pull up the top news on the suits section. Let's listen to this for a moment.
How these new Jim Crow laws are just...
Oh, never mind. We're straight about election politics. All right. Let's get into the suit news.
Sure thing. Now this, new details on what caused Tiger Woods' car crash back in February. All right, Ashley, what was it?
Well, it's interesting. The LA County Sheriff's Department releasing its report on Woods' rollover crash today, and it is expected to say that excessive speed was the cause of the crash.
Okay, I didn't mean to leave it on this. I'm trying to focus on the stonks, but I'm also trying to log in here. Okay, they're talking Biden. They're talking. Okay, let's see here. Tiger Woods
together.
Bloomberg is actually talking money.
She says in early 2022, they're going to have to start communicating very, very early. I don't know if we get any information on that at this minutes that we get released today, but pretty soon, I think when we start getting good data as the year progresses, the Fed's going to have to start communicating about its taper intentions.
Well, the market seems to be already doing that for it. Are we too bullish in the market about rate hikes right now?
I think that the market's actually, fairly priced, if you will. There's a lot of optimism that's priced into the market. The question is, the market's already moved. We have to see if the data delivers. And that's why I feel like the risks are a little bit more symmetric at current yield levels, because if we do see data disappointing, I mean, there's an expectation that core CPI will pop in the second quarter if there's any sort of misses there, or if we don't get that sort of million, jobs being created every month, which is what people are expecting, then you're going to see sort of a pullback. So risks to yields at current yield levels are somewhat more symmetric, if you ask me.
Subhadra, we're going to leave it there. Thank you.
I don't know that investors are honestly awaiting the FOMC minutes here. Like, the minutes are going to be boring. What do we really expect the minutes to be anything different?
Has just started. The sense seems to be, and this is being reported by others, the BBC, saying that the UK will offer Moderna and Pfizer shots instead of Astra to under 30s. The MRHA is talking about a course correction in the UK vaccination program. You're looking
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what should happen. It's just offer the Pfizer and Moderna. So did somebody say Powell speaking on Friday? Let me see if I can pull up the full calendar, which I've been trying to do here. There we go. Okay, now I've got the full calendar. Let's look at the full calendar here. So Friday the 9th, Kaplan. No, I don't see it. I don't see where Powell's speaking. Kashkar. Oh, Fed Powell. Oh, here we go. Thursday. Oh, here we go. Okay. Tomorrow, Jerome Powell is speaking at a virtual IMF debate on the global economy. That's good. That could be fun. So that's at 12 p.m. Eastern, which is darn right when we do the course member live stream. Figure it out. But this is interesting. That I would want to pay attention to. I don't know if it'd be worth a full stream on it, but we'll see. Beige Book. Here's the CPI data. That'll be watched. That's next week, Tuesday, day before Coinbase. So yeah, that'll be good. So okay, let's go back here to the sticks. XL Fleet still running really nicely here. SOS is at least holding on to the 20s here. Good for SOS. Trying to hold on to that push here. Canoe got some red candlesticks again. Doing that a few times here. Up, down a little. Up, down a little. Up, down a little. Down a little more this time, though. See how that goes. Well, let's see here. Oh, UK. AstraZeneca's vaccine. Based on current evidence, the benefit continues to outweigh the risk for the vast majority of people. Oh, I must have misheard that because it seemed like they were talking about going to Pfizer and Moderna. But they're still pushing it. Wow, I'm impressed. Benefit outweighs the risk for most people. Yikes. I don't know. That's when I start getting a little skeptical. Like, are you all just saying that because you want people vaccinated, the economy reopening? I don't know. But then that's maybe that's being too negative. Yes, planning on doing the double click stream for Palantir. All right. What else? Let's see. No additional big movements that we're seeing here. GameStop down a couple percent again. But otherwise, this is all pretty consistent so far. Nothing shocking intraday here with how things have opened. Somebody says Apple is rallying. Let's see here. I mean, I don't know that I would say it's rallying, but it's. I mean, it is a nice growth. That's nice. It's a nice push. You know, up a couple points here. Maybe it's gonna try to go back over that 130. You know, it's done some of this pushing and sold back down. Now, is it gonna run back to these higher levels here, that 135 to 140 range? I think in time, I think we're gonna teeter-totter up to that. But yeah, I think Apple's great in terms of a stock to own. Some of their products, sometimes I feel like I want to throw out of the window, but you know. Every bit of tech has its problems, I suppose. All right, let's. I think we're gonna look at top news here. Let me put up the top news. 1 second. Top. Yes, I meant top news. All right, let's listen in. So what do we got here? So top news: rent gets less affordable across the U.S. amid pandemic migration. Bond market conspiracy theories don't hold water. Hedge funds post gain. Intel's new Hail Mary. Carnival sees cruise bookings surging, even with fleet sidelined. Nice. I kind of want to go on a cruise again, too. Oh, UK says blood clot in AstraZeneca's vaccine is extremely rare. I mean, all right. And I guess... I don't know. Would you die if you got a blood clot? I don't know. Can you pass? I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Crude inventories fell. Trump. Okay. Jamie Dimon's bond warning isn't like Dalio's. That's an opinion piece. Morgan Stanley. Okay. Nothing super exciting in the news. There is no news, as we say. Just a little blood clot. Exactly. Come on, it's okay. Take your shot. It's just a little blood clot. Oh gosh. What's UTME? I don't even know what that is. UTime Limited. It's up 187%. What is this? It looks like it just got listed. I have no idea what this is. And it looks like it's suspended on listing too. Ay. So it seems like sometimes the stocks that just go up like 100%, they get all the attention for like a day, and then they just deflate like a sad balloon. Yeah. All right. I think overall pretty stable market here. Nothing super exciting here. The Masters kicks off tomorrow. Cool. I should put my green suit on. Voyager 5.8 over here. If this keeps falling though before the Coinbase IPO, like that would be the best case scenario. This thing just falls back under 20 before the Coinbase IPO. Buy it. It's probably what I'll do. And then we'll see what happens after the Coinbase IPO if this thing goes to the moon. We'll find out. Okay. I think that's pretty good. So, yeah, hey, as usual, if you want to join the private live streams, the next private live stream is in an hour and 27 minutes. Can't wait to see you there. Check out the coupon down below. Make sure to get yourself up to $250 with BlockFi. And, folks, we'll see you in the next video. Oh, Square's running again. Look at that. 2-4. I guess you can't really see it. It's up 5.11% right now. Nice run on Square. I like Square, but, yeah. Anywho, appreciate y'all. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.